Hello everyone, this is Alien Reddit Stories, where I read alien stories off of Reddit. Let's just get into it. I will leave the link for the description in every video. The night was dark and quiet. The only sound was the crickets chirping in the distance. I was sitting on my porch, enjoying the peace and quiet. I had just finished reading a book and was about to go inside when I saw it. A bright light appeared in the sky. It was moving slowly at first, but then it picked up speed and began to descend. I watched in amazement as it landed in my backyard. Wow. That is actually terrifying. I got up and walked over to the object. It was a large silver disc. There was a door in the side of the disc and it opened slowly. Yeah, this is like every movie I imagined. Two figures emerged from the door. Yeah, it's exactly like that. They were tall and slender with large heads and big black eyes. They were wearing silver suits that covered their entire bodies. Like some intergalactic robot. Oh, I'm sorry, I digress. I'm sorry. I don't know why I even thought of that. I was frozen with fear. I couldn't move or speak. The two figures approached me and looked me over. They didn't say anything, but I could feel their thoughts. Seems to be a running theme with this, eh? They were curious about me, but weren't hostile. One of the figures reached out and touched my forehead. I felt a surge of energy flow through my body. Suddenly, I could understand their thoughts. Well, you got that Vulcan grip, eh? But I digress. We come in peace, they said. We are from another planet. We have observed your planet for some time, and we are interested in learning more about your culture. I was still scared, but I also was fascinated. I asked them questions about their planet and their people. They answered my questions patiently and thoroughly. Well, that was mighty decent of them. After a while, the two figures told me that they had to go. They said that they would be back to visit me again soon. They turned and walked back to their ship. The door closed and the ship took off into the sky. I watched as the ship disappeared into the night sky. I still couldn't believe what had just happened. I had been abducted by aliens. That is terrifying. But you know what? These guys seem really cool. I went inside and I tried to sleep, but I couldn't stop thinking about the aliens. I wonder what they were really like and why they had chosen to abduct me. The next day I told my friends and my family about what happened. They didn't believe me at first, but I eventually convinced them that I was telling the truth. Yeah, you got some good friends and family, because most people still don't believe me at all. I never saw the aliens again, but I never forgot the night I was abducted. It was a strange and terrifying experience, but it was also an amazing one. I'll never know why the aliens chose to abduct me, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to have learned about their culture and their planet. Yeah, you could have been just like a coincidence, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you gave off some beta rays or something, gamma rays or some sort of brain wave, theta waves, I don't know. But I don't know even what I'm saying. But maybe they picked up on something about you. Definitely, alright? And yeah, thank you for sharing that story. Also, I actually have my first viewer story. So, I don't have a link for this, but I'm going to just tell you the story. Hi. My name is, well, you know what? He asked me not to say his name. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and not say that. And this is a story that happened to me about 10 years ago. I left a female companion's house after visiting her for a bit, and I decided to take the train tracks home. In the east end of my city, there's a lot of wooded areas in between the suburban-like streets. There are big open streets and large four-lane highways that box me in, and I had to pass through them to go home. I decided to get off the train track and take a large field that ran underneath a lot of electrical towers that carried electric wires into the city. I was walking in this field underneath these electric towers when I felt an overwhelming urge to look up. And when I looked up, right above my head, maybe 30 feet up, was an alien spaceship, a UFO. It looked like an orb, or maybe like a disc, but it was hard to tell because it was really bright. I don't know how I knew to look up, but as I did, the ship went from moving to, as I made eye contact, I knew that they were looking back at me. I don't know how I knew, it's just a feeling that I had. And without exaggeration, I made eye contact for a second or two, and in absolute terror, I decided to run. And it was like a cartoon, because the vessel, in the exact same time, it also decided to flee. It was as if we ran upon each other by accident and really startled each other. And when I say that I ran through this enormous field. And I'm a heavy smoker. I smoke a lot, and I like to ras it too from time to time. So my lungs were screaming at me as I was running through this field. I ran all the way home. And when I got home, I closed my door. And to be honest, I didn't tell anyone about this story until this channel. I didn't bring it up to anyone because I was afraid that if I did, I would invite them back into my life. I really hope that I didn't do that with this story. Anyway, I'd like to thank you, Alien Reddit Story, for allowing me to say this story. And I want to say that this is a great channel, and I hope that you guys subscribe to him. Wow. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So, I don't know if this is going to bring bad mojo to you, sir, but I really hope that it doesn't. Anyway, thank you for submitting your story, and I'll see you guys on next time on Alien Reddit Stories.